Hello everyone, and I welcome all of you to Online Study for You, a complete placement solution. Friends, this is Pratik Srivastava here, and as you know, Infosys has released the date of examination. So this Sunday, Infosys is gonna conduct the examination. So friends, this is a golden opportunity for all of you, those who has got the test link or the test date. Now, the only thing what you have to do is you have to practice. Okay, so the sample paper of Infosys, the previous year question of Infosys, and that is how you are going to clear the examination. So we will be uploading the videos on reasoning, aptitude, your pseudo code, and verbal ability. Each and everything will be uploaded on our channel. So friends, if you're watching this channel for the first time and if you have not subscribed, then click on subscribe and also click on bell icon so that you do not miss any kind of update. So you can see we have started uploading the video like Infosys pseudo code, right? So pseudocode previous year question, and there are a lot of things which we have started doing it. So question number one. So friends, this question I have taken from the reasoning. Okay, data sufficiency. So each of the question below consists of a question and two statement numbered 1 and 2 given below. You must decide whether the information provided in the statement is sufficient to answer the question. Consider the following while answering the question. So mark 1 as the answer if question can be answered by using one of the statement alone, okay, but cannot be answered using the other statement. So you need to read this. So data sufficiency is one of the very simple question where you do not have to find each and everything or the values from the question. So let us see question number 1 here. How many liter of orange juice can an orange orchard of 375 orange tree produces? So basically what you have to do, you have to tell how many liters of orange juice we will be able to get it. Okay, so that is what the question is now. So statement 1 is given to you. So each tree produces an average of 400 oranges. Okay, see, from first statement we will be able to know the number of oranges, right? See, total 375 orange trees are there. So each tree is producing average of 400. So we will be getting this many number of oranges. We do not have to calculate anything. We do not have to multiply anything. See, it is very much clear from the statement 1. We will be able to get the quantity of orange. But what has been asked in the question, that what will be the liter of orange juice we will be getting? How many liter? So that statement 1 alone we will not be able to get it. Each orange can give you 1 cup of orange juice, right? So each orange will be able to give you 1 cup of orange juice, right? Now, so 1 cup of orange juice, friends, it depends. If it is a small cup, okay, if it is a small cup, there might be 100 ml of juice. If it is a bigger cup, then there might be 200 ml of juice. So it depends, right? So it depends upon the quantity of the cup. So if it is a small, if it is big, okay, if it is very big, so still again we will not be able to tell. So what will be the how many liters of orange juice we will be able to get it? So from the statement 1 alone and from the statement 2 alone, from both we will not be able to get it. So our answer will be mark 4 as the answer if the question cannot be answered even by using both the statement together. So now you would have realized that data sufficiency questions are very easy, and definitely you will be able to do well in your examination. You do not have to worry at all. Now question number 2. So question number 2 is basically a average question. So from the topic average they have taken. 3 consecutive integers x, y, and z are not necessarily in that order. What is the highest number? So which is the highest number? Again, 2 statements has been given to you, and then you need to tell which will be the highest number if you go through the statements. So the average of x and y is z. Okay, now friends, x and y can be anything. See, x can be greater than ix, I can assume 2. Okay, y I can assume 4. Then what will be z? So z is nothing but average. Then average of both will be, so 2 plus 4 6 by 2 3. So z will become 3. So here highest will become y. Now if x is 4 and y is 2, if I am assuming, then z will again become 3. Now who will become highest? So this time x will become highest, and last time y was highest. So we will not be able to identify from the statement 1 because they have not told x1 x is greater or y is greater, right? So they have not given any information about that. So statement 1, definitely we will not be able to get anything from that. Now from a statement 2, x is greater than y. So here what I will do, x I will assume 4 and y I will assume 2. Okay, so from here what I will do, x I will assume 4 and y I will assume 2. Anything you can assume. See, x you can assume 4 lakhs, y you can assume 1 lakhs, anything you can assume. See, they're just telling x is greater than y. Now what will become z? So 4 plus 2 by 3, so z, sorry, 2, so z will become 3. Okay, so z will become 3. Now so you can see which one is highest, so x will be highest. So if we combine both the statement, see, if we combine both the statement, then we will be able to answer. But individually from the statement 1 or individually from the statement 2, we will not be able to answer. So mark 3 as the answer if the question can be answered by using both statement together, but cannot be answered using either statement alone. Okay, now so option 3 will be the correct answer. Now friends, so I still have 3 more questions to be solved, and each and every question will give you a idea that how we will be solving data sufficiency question. But before that, I have something special for you. So now,
Following your dreams can seem difficult, but if you have the right mindset, you can easily bag a dream job. Join me as I share my journey live at the Re-Level Achiever Summit on 18 November at 7 p.m. Register now.
so friends, you must have seen this photo, right? So he is Sunil Chetri, and if I wanted to tell more about him, then you are very much aware that Sunil Chetri has got actually Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award in 2021. Okay, now what he is going to do? So he is going to share his success. Okay, see, he is successful, and a successful person only can share his success stories, how much effort he has put. Okay, now, so friends, you also will be knowing about Re-Level. So Re-Level is giving you your dream job. Okay, so the all the top companies, right, like Cred, Upgrade, is associated with job, with Re-Level, and they are providing you job, and the test is completely free for you. Okay, and see, the job categories are like business development, front-end development, back-end development test. Okay, and you will be also able to get a package of up to 15 lakhs per annum. So Re-Level is a platform which is inviting the talent. Okay, which is inviting the talent. They are not hiring based on your resume or based on your marks. Okay, if you have the talent, then the India's topmost company is going to hire you, and you will be able to get a package of 15 lakhs per annum. Friends, you can also go through the Twitter handle pages of Re-Level, where you can see the youngsters like you, okay, so are working in the top companies. So Re-Level will be conducting a test. That test will be completely free. I will tell you how to enroll for the test. So sales executive, and the company is practically, so he has got the job through Re-Level. Okay, and then you can see Swati Rani, so sales executive, Safex Pay, and then you can see Kadali Venkat Jivan, sales executive, and then if you'll come down, okay, so Sprit Kaur, sales executive, Upgrade. Okay, and then Deepak Mehtra, backend engineer, Wakefit. So you will be able to get in the job into the top companies, as I said, and you will be able to get a package of 15 lakhs per annum. Now, so what is happening tomorrow is, so friends, tomorrow you can find Re-Level Achievers Summit. Okay, at 7 p.m. So Sunil Chetri will be telling about his success, and definitely this success will, his hard work behind the success will be able to guide you, right, what you should choose, the path, which path you should go, right? And definitely it will be hosted by Barun Thakur. So I will be sharing this link in the description. Okay, and friends, if you have not yet enrolled, then today itself you enroll. The link will be again given in the description. Okay, so if you're interested in front-end development, then select front-end development. Okay, and then you can see book your free slot, so you do not have to pay anything. So if somebody is asking any money for booking your slot in Re-Level, then you do not have to pay, right? And if you get 700 out of 1000, then you will be able to get through that, right? And you can go through the syllabus, back to basics, everything, each and everything is mentioned here. So book your free slot here. Okay, and then you can see you can book the tomorrow slots or the slots available till 24th of November. Okay, you can select any of the date. Okay, so let me select 20 of the November. Okay, and then you can click on next. Okay, so you can see here upcoming test, admit card, front end development test, November 2021, 10 a.m. The test has been scheduled. Laptop or PC with an internet is mandatory for taking test. Okay, so friends, in one day only you will be able to finish your test, and you will be able to a part of the top companies like Wakefit, Upgrade, Cred, Curefit. So all the top companies are gonna hire you. Now, friends, coming back to our question number 3, which is a very interesting question. Okay, so friends, again, so Mariani has rupees 4 in 50 paise and 1 rupees coins. Okay, so Mariani has total 4 rupees, and that is in the denomination of 50 paise and 1 rupees coin. How many 50 paise coin C have? Okay, now two statements has been given to you. So friends, C has less 50 paise coin than 1 rupees coin. Okay, now, so from the statement 1, how you will be able to answer? C has less 50 paise coin, but C has some coins. So suppose this I will put 50 paise coin, and this here I will put 1 rupees coin. So if you'll have 250 paise coin, okay, and then 3 1 rupees coin, so then total amount will be what? 4 rupees. Okay, fine. If we have 150 paise coin and 4, right? So C has less 50 paise coin than 1 rupees coins. Okay, now, so now you are taking 1 rupees 150 paise coin. Okay, then how many total? Then how many total 1 rupees coin you'll have to take? So if you take suppose 3, then we will not be able to make it 4 rupees, right? Because it will become 3.5 paise. So we have only one combination here. So if you take 50 paise 2 and 1 rupees 3, then total it will become 4 rupees. Or you can write, so this is only one combination which you will be able to take. So C has less 50 paise coin than 1 rupees coin. Yes, so statement 1 alone we will be able to answer. Now C has a total of 5 coins. So C has a total of 5 coins. In that case, again, same thing, friends. So you'll have to take 2 50 paise coin and 3 1 rupees coin. So in that case, again, total you'll have 4 rupees coin, right? So 50 paise coin 2 means 1 rupees, and 1 plus 3 4 rupees, right? So total 5 coins. So from both of the statement, either you take a statement 1 or you take a statement 2. From both you will be able to answer. You do not have to mix it. Okay, now, so friends, mark 1 as the answer if the question can be answered by using one of the statement alone, but cannot be answered using the other statement alone. No, so this is not. Mark 2 as answer if question can be answered. Okay, so mark 2. So mark 2 as answer if the question can be answered by using either a statement alone. So either you take 1, then also you can answer. Either you take 2, then also you can answer. Okay, now somebody will say, sir, suppose, okay, so suppose 0 is the 50 paise coin and then 4 is the 1 rupees coin. See, they're telling C has less 50 paise coins than 1 rupees coin. That means C has, okay, it's not like C does not have any 50 paise coin. So you do not have any other possibility. So with only this possibility, we will be able to answer. Now, question number 4. So friends, like this, we have solved more number of questions. So if you have still not got Infosys Cracker course 2022 new based on the new patterns, okay, so all the questions you can also see the content from the outside. There are a lot of contents are there which will definitely help you to the previous year question, the YouTube videos, everything we have put it here. Okay, so some videos which is there available on YouTube, so that also we have put it here. So this is a complete package. Okay, so you should definitely go for that. And friends, this only 500 rupees course is definitely going to give you a job for 25,000 rupees monthly minimum for your lifetime. Okay, so do not think much. So this is a 1-day cracker course, Infosys Cracker course, so you will be easily able to finish in 2 days. Okay, now friend, question number 4. Zinc, copper, aluminium and tin are melted together in the ratio 8:6:3:1. So what they have given basically, so they have basically given weight, okay, or they have basically given mass. So zinc, copper, aluminium and tin are melted together in the ratio of 8:6:3:1. Means you can say zinc is 8x kg, okay, then copper is 6x kg, and then aluminium is 3x kg, and tin is x kg. Okay, now to form a mass, zinc cost rupees 30 per kilogram. So zinc per kg is 30 rupees. Then what is the cost of copper per kilogram? Now, so let us see what is the statement 1. The cost of alloy is 150 per kilogram. Now, friends, alloy means basically if you'll mix all the metals like zinc, copper, aluminium and tin, then you will be getting an alloy. Alloy is nothing but if you'll mix many metals together, it will become an alloy. Okay, now, so the cost of alloy is 150 rupees per kilogram. But here if you'll see, mass has been given, weight has been given. So many times the student, what they will do, 8x plus 6x plus 3x plus x, they will equate it to 150. No friends, see, this is a price per kg and this is weight. So weight and price you cannot combine, like 7 kg plus 5 kg plus 3 kg, right? It will not become 100 rupees. Okay, so don't do that mistake. So see, alloy cost we know, but from the alloy cost we will not be able to find out, okay, the cost of copper, right? See, we know the alloy cost. So alloy cost is nothing but 150 rupees, and we also know the zinc. Okay, so zinc is 30 rupees per kg, but from here the data are not sufficient to calculate. Then statement 2, cost of aluminium and copper per kilogram is same, but what is it? If we come to know, then we can do something. That also has not been given. So there is very minimum information is given, and with that statement we cannot do anything because this data has been given in terms of weight or mass. So next is 2000 the average score in GRE? Okay, so friend, this is again a very simple question, and I wanted you to answer. Okay, so please solve and then answer in the comment box. If your answer is correct, okay, so if your answer is correct, then I will be leaving a sign of heart so that you will be able to know that your because this is a like button from YouTube, so that you will be able to know that your answer is correct. And like this series, more and more you are doing, we will be doing before till your examination. So if you like this session, definitely hit a like and comment below so that I will be doing more and more videos for you. Till then, take care.